working hard is not equal to making more money. Look, I live in Dubai right now and it's actually 40 degrees outside. It's burning outside. And there will be literally people working, doing delivery right now under 40 degrees and doing construction work. So if working hard means having more money, then these people will literally be the wealthiest people in this world. But that's just not the case, isn't it? So if you want to attract more money into your life, you got to understand first, money is just energy. And so in order to become a money magnet, you just need to shift your energy to align with the same frequency as money. And so everything I'm going to talk about today is going to help you to raise your vibration to that level. Hello guys, my name is Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. So everything I'm going to share today is what personally helped me to attract more money. So I'm not just preaching some shit I don't believe in. This actually works. So the first thing is to feel abundant. And I put it on the first because none of what I'm going to share is going to matter if you don't feel abundant, if you're constantly in this lack mindset. Because when you're in lack, yes, you might get more money. Yes, you might make more money, you might save more money, but it will always be you chasing money instead of you attracting money. And there's a huge difference between that. Because what does chasing money means? Chasing money means you are trading your time and you're trading your energy in exchange of money. But the problem is you only have a limited of time, a limited amount of energy. There's only so much you can push. So when you are chasing money, there's a limit amount of money that you can get. But on the other hand, when you are attracting money, it means like money comes to you in the most unexpected way, in the highest way. When you're sleeping, money is flowing to you. When you're on vacation, money is flowing to you. When you're doing nothing, money is flowing to you. That's why you want to attract money instead of chasing money. And so how do you feel abundant? By being grateful, my dear. And I know we talked about this so many times already, but being grateful is just so important. So I'm not going to go into details today, but every day before you go to bed or when you wake up, just list down 3 things that you are grateful for. And be careful. Please don't just do this because I'm telling you to do it. Be sure that when you are doing all these things, that you are actually grateful for what you're saying. You're not just doing this like a homework, like an assignment. You're not just saying like, thank you so much, but you don't actually mean it. Because the thing is, the universe don't respond to your word. The universe respond to your energy. So if you're like, thank you so much, but you're actually in this lack energy, it's not gonna work. So make sure that when you are doing these things, that you are actually feeling it. The universe respond to your energy. And the second tip is to listen to money meditation or affirmations every day. And there are so many resources on YouTube. So just type like money meditation and you'll find a lot of it. And just pick something that you like. And make sure that you listen to these meditation or affirmations when you just wake up or before you go to bed. Because that's when your brain is in the more receptive state. Meaning that it's more open to reprogramming. Because the thing is, we spend most of our lives having limiting beliefs about money, or maybe even think that money is evil, that rich people are all evil. So when you have all these limiting beliefs towards money, it's very hard for you to suddenly change your thoughts about money and attract more money into your life. And that's why you want to do it when your brain is in a more receptive state. And again, when you're doing these affirmations or meditation, make sure that you are feeling it. Make sure that you are feeling every word that you are saying. And I know it's hard when you are probably like broke, when you don't have money in your bank account and you're like, how am I supposed to feel abundant? And I think one thing that really helped me, even until now, is I would always ask myself, how would I feel if I have everything that I ever wanted? And I would just use my imagination, sit with that feeling. And the more you practice this, like it becomes way easier. And the next thing is to understand that you are not just spending money. You are using this money in exchange for something valuable. So when you are buying grocery, for example, you're actually using your money in exchange for something nutritious, for something healthy. So you don't have to drive 3 hours to the farm to pick up tomatoes. And you don't have to drive another 3 hours to pick up apples. So your money actually save you a lot of times. And you also got something nutritious in exchange. Or when you pay rent, you're using your money in exchange for comfort. So you don't have to build a house with your own hands or literally sleep on a bench outside. So instead of stressing, worrying, complaining every time you spend money, start being grateful for your money. Start thanking your money. Tell your money, thank you, money, for helping me, for letting me enjoy this comfort or this convenience. Because in the end, this is literally just a circulation of value. You didn't lose anything. You spend your money, but you get something else in return. You didn't lose anything. And I actually still do this right now. Like a few weeks ago, I had to go to dentist because I was feeling pain in my teeth. And we had to do this treatment, and I was so scared like how expensive it's going to be, because teeth, and we are foreigners in some fucking expensive country. And so I was so stressed about this, but then I refused to feel stressed about this because it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. So instead, I just thank my money, like, thank you, money, for letting me not to feel painful anymore. I'm grateful to be able to afford it. And the next thing is to treat money as if it's the love of your life. How would you talk to your money? And this is a very simple concept. If you love money, money will love you. And so start to think about this. If money is the love of your life, how would you talk to money? How would you treat it? Would you constantly tell him or her like, you're not enough, give me more? Or would you, and that's kind of like my mom and dad, but or would you tell your money, oh honey, thank you so much for doing this and that for me? How would you talk to your money? If you want money to love you, you are going to love your money first. Okay, now, so I want to share a bit story about my past experience with money. I used to think that I have a great relationship with money because I've never overspent. But my problem is I oversaved because I was so financially insecure. And so whenever I got money, it went straight into my saving account, and I just never want to see that. I hate to open my bank account and see how much money I got. So if this is a relationship, it would actually be like whenever this person or money comes into my room, I just send it straight to corner and never talk to it and just ignore it. And I would only talk to it when I need it. This is obviously not a healthy relationship. And on the other hand, if you are an overspender, it's like money never even come into your room and it just go away. It just disappear. So none of these is obviously a healthy relationship with money. This is not how you treat someone if it's the love of your life. So one thing that I did to repair my relationship with money is that I started budgeting. So every month I got my salary, I would allocate a proportion to save. And then after paying my rent, my bills, paying food, if there's any money left, I have to spend it all without guilt. And that's literally how I do it. It doesn't matter there's only $10 left or $100 left, I would spend it all. And after doing that for months, like after probably 3 or 4 months, I start seeing money increase to my life unexpectedly. And I think the reason why budgeting works is because you are showing your money that you are not scared of it anymore. You are actually opening your bank account and see the numbers. You're not running away from it. You're not avoiding it. You are taking good care of it. That's when you start like building a healthy relationship with money. And I think all the tips that I shared so far are small tips. It didn't require you to like change something drastically, but it actually works. So instead of like keep focusing on the things that you don't have, keep complaining or stressing about money, start focusing on the good that money brings to your life and actually be grateful for that. And the next thing is to be clear on your intention when you're asking for money. A lot of times people are just like, I want money, but why? What do you need money for? Honestly, what do you need money for? Do you want to buy a house? Do you want to start a business? Or do you want to travel abroad? what is it? When you don't have an intention on why you want money, it's basically like you go out on the street and just ask a random person like, hey, give me money. Like, who will give you that? Who will want to give you that? So be clear on your intention. List down why exactly do you want money right now. So for example, when you're asking universe, like, hey universe, can you please give me more money? Instead, start asking like, hey universe, can you give me X amount of money so I can do blah, 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 blah. And another thing I want to share about here is that when your intention is driven by love is when you manifest the fastest. But when it's not driven by love, when it's driven by fear, the universe is not going to answer. So what do I mean by that? For example, when you're asking like, I need 10,000 to buy a Chanel bag. I don't actually know how much it costs, but when you're asking 10,000, I want to buy a Chanel bag. But what is your intention behind this? Is it because like that girl on the internet just buy a Chanel bag and you want that because you're just jealous? Or is it because maybe you want to buy a Chanel bag for your mom because that's your mom's favorite brand? And there's a difference when your intention is backed by jealousy. That's driven by fear, and God is not going to answer that. So just be clear that when you're asking, it's because you're driven by love. And last is to be patient. And I know you don't want to hear about that, but it's going to take time. Because think about this, you spend your whole life having limiting beliefs about money, having a broken relationship about money. It's going to take time for you to repair that relationship. So stop asking God, stop asking universe, where's my money? Why hasn't my money arrived yet? Because it's going to take time. And this give me energy is just very, very unattractive. And the universe doesn't respond to that. It's basically like you go into a party and be like, hey, everybody, look at me, look at me, look at me. Who will want to look at you? So instead, just be grateful. And I promise you, if you continue to show up for yourself, tune into that abundance energy, being grateful for what you have, then you have done everything right. Then now you just have to trust that your money is on your way to you. And yeah, that's all the tips I got for today. And thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope it helps. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you, bye.